Coaching on brand is one of our products, one of the products I've developed. I help organizations and individuals find their space. And I've worked with many organizations. But it's always been also a struggle with many of the organizations on brand. Many don't understand the meaning of brand, the definition itself. We always ignore the definition and parachute to the bottom. So how do you apply brand when you don't even know how brand works? What's the role of brand versus marketing versus branding? How do you do that? Now, what we discovered from my research in the past and for the previous experiences across the region is that I do have the responsibility of raising that awareness. If I want to elevate the thinking process, if I want to contribute so much across the region on brand, I need to elevate the thinking first, the mindset itself. So what did we do recently? We recently developed a product, one of our products, which is called Coach on Brand. Coach on Brand is to help you raise the awareness within the organization, especially with the corporate, even at the board, to understand what are the values of brand and how brands work and how would brand contribute to the organization. So you're able to understand what sort of strategies you drive in business and how brand has a greater impact. But if you don't understand that on an awareness level, how do you apply it? One of the most important things that we do in this product is we sit with your management, the CEO, the CMO, the Chief People Officer, the CTO, the Chief Operating Officer, and we put them in a group. And in that set of group, we talk to them about what brand is, not precisely their brand, not precisely your organizational brand. We're not working on strategy, we're working on brand awareness. What brand is? How does the brand apply? How does the brand apply within the organization, internal and external stakeholders? And how does branding plays a role on helping a brand become more impactful? In order for a brand to become real, you need a culture. So if your organization does not have a culture, can we build a brand? No, we cannot build a brand. Because when you build a brand internally first before externally. Now you and I know that brand is the reference point of your organization. Whether they call you by name, they don't call you a business, they call you by the name. That name is the brand itself. And if you don't understand the value of the brand itself, how do you own it? Right? Unfortunately, you don't own it. Because you might think that you own a brand, but you're owning a commodity. So what you presume that is true to you is not a reality to everyone. When the CEO of an organization understands the value of the brand he owns, can he lead the rest? Absolutely. Actually, the employees become an ambassador because he understands it. He understands the value of this brand, the brand of his organization. So what I'm inviting you on is this. As Coach on Brand on Product, I'm inviting you to invite us over to your organization. We spend a day with you. That day itself is divided into 3 parts, where we raise the awareness on the brand itself. We talk the brand value, and then we talk about the brand attributes itself and how brand can impact your whole organization across all stakeholders. But at the end of the day, you and your organization or your management itself, you'll be elevated highly on understanding what is a brand and its value and how it's contributed to you. You'll understand the value of your own brand. We're not going to talk about your brand. We're not going to touch anything about your brand. We're going to talk from a general perspective of what brands are and how brands contribute to your organization, and in the short term, mid-term, and long term. So imagine if you have that knowledge itself, how far can you reach as an organization? Very far, absolutely, right? I fully agree. But imagine if you don't have that knowledge, what happens to you? You build and invest in something you don't even have an understanding to. You don't have the perfect knowledge to. So what are you building on? You're not aware. You don't even know what it is. But for us as experts on brand, we can measure it. It's either a brand or a commodity. So if you invest on that commodity side and you assume that your marketing head of marketing tells you it's a brand, that's what he thinks, but that's not the reality. The perception you create of your brand to the public, you either influence it or the public will have their own idea. So let us help you. Let's help you create that understanding. Let's walk you on a day and a journey that you will never forget. And actually, we wait for you in the long term to call us and tell us, listen, you've played an important role in our organization by helping us create that brand awareness, by creating that understanding itself, that knowledge that we seek so we can move our business strategy forward, so we can help our marketing, our chief people officers, our chief operating officers, so our CTOs, so all of them can collaborate and work together under one culture, under one purpose, which is the brand. I hope to see you in the next set of awareness on Brand Coach in your organization. And I hope you call me, because my purpose is to help you walk through so you face less struggle. Just reach us out. Email me directly. I'm there for you. Baagil@askbaagil.com. How do we spell that? Simple. BAAGHIL @ASKBAAGHIL.com. Email me directly. You'll hear from me. You'll hear from me automatically. It might take an hour or two, but you'll hear from me.